The Serenissima Rapier is a piece we've done for a long, long time. We've had a couple of variations on it. This particular one, we went back and re-looked at a new piece to replicate this particular rapier, and it really turned out nice. It's a great piece, and it's something that when you see it in the hand seems kind of like a simple sword. It's not got a huge amount of detail and stuff to it, but it really has an elegance and a great feel in the hand when you pick it up. It runs about 2.2 pounds or so it's a lighter end of the sword, especially rapiers. It's got a simple guard where everything is in a plane. So the arms slightly S-shape. It's got the two forerings and then a U-shaped bar around the back of the blade that ends in knobbed finials on the front side. This is a particular early form of the rapier hilt that we see, and it probably originates from the first decade or two of the 16th century is where we first start to see this particular style of hilt. You get some really nice, elegant blade work from this. It moves in the hand very nicely and has enough stiffness that you can thrust with this sword quite effectively. This would have been the type of sword you would see in Venice especially. It's oftentimes referred to as a Venetian style of sword. They're a great naval empire that traveled all over the world. Many of the soldiers would have carried just such a piece as this. This particular style is not only seen in the Venetian military and naval forces, but we see it being carried by the conquistadors in the New World. You see it being touted by Silver as a particularly good style of sword to use for his play. And you see it in the hands of the sword and buckler men in the Low Countries fighting, whether they're backed by Spain or the other side. So you have a very broad reach with this particular sword style in what it could be worn as a costume or depicting in any particular form, but it also is a very effective cutter, works well in most of the sword play, especially the early styles, Bolognese, things like that, and is a really elegant rapier. One aspect of the hilt that's nice to look at is you see the pommel has an actual cutout in the very top of it here. And that particular shape is just something we see in these particular swords. Some of them will have full round wheel pommels, other varying shapes, some of them almost square, but there are a whole family of them with these kind of wheels with a bite out of the top. And it's got a couple lines on the surface to highlight the line of the sword. They are mirrored here in the block as well, and come down and really create just a nice, simple but elegant hilt on this particular sword. The Serenissima is a great sword. If you have one and you know what it feels like, you love it. If you haven't picked one up yet, come see us, go to one of our events, find a friend who's got one, check it out. You'll like it.